Welcome. Today is Monday, February 11th. We continue Flagship February by discussing whose milkshake brings us to the bar, discuss rule changes in the MLB, debate nacho cheese or Cool Ranch Doritos, discuss the football season is really over, and give you our top 6 binge-worthy TV shows. Let's go.
3, 2, 1.
This is the Matt and Mew Show with Matt Hensler and Adam Muzinski.
The Eagle has landed.
You like that?
That's sweet.
New tunes?
Dope. I don't even use that word. I don't use the word dope. And that was dope.
That was dope, wasn't it?
I love it, man.
So
It's obviously new tunes.
yeah, we got a lot of cool things happening. Obviously, some new music. That's some stuff we created. We also partnered with the band Never Go Quietly and Adapt Already Productions. They're out of St. Louis, Missouri, not Michigan. So that's pretty exciting.
The real St. Louis.
Right, not the fake St. Louis at all. We also today just received, kind of before we got on air, was a little promo video from Anthony Marzilli, who is down in the Detroit area. Check him out, anthonymarzilli.com. That's going to drop for us later this week. We're going to put our final touches on it and everything and put it out there for everyone to see. And we have episode sponsorship opportunities. So if you or anyone you know interested in sponsoring the Matt and Mew Show, we have very affordable options available for everyone. And yeah, and I told my wife I'd give her blog or Instagram a plug. Home Sweet Lucy on Instagram. Follow my wife's creative decorations.
Do you follow your wife's creative decorations?
I do. I commented on them today. She had a question that was like, it was funny. Something about Ray Dunn that we talked about last week.
Yeah.
She's like, what inspires you to keep buying Ray Dunn? I was like, my wife. That's all I sent in. It was good.
So before we get too in-depth into things right now, did you see the big signing today by the Cleveland Browns?
I did.
Kareem Hunt is going to Cleveland Browns.
For $1 million.
Yes. 1 year, $1 million. Very affordable. I mean, I couldn't afford that, but very affordable for an NFL team. And I think this is huge for Cleveland because it's going to make their backfield very good. I mean, very, very good. They've got very versatile players to play in the backfield right now. Kareem Hunt's just adding to that. Their offense is becoming better. And I said this at the beginning of last football season. I said, you watch, in 3 to 5 years, the Browns are going to be good, really, really good, and they're going to go from worst to first.
Yeah.
Right in front of our eyes.
Kareem Hunt was going to play somewhere next year. Is going to play somewhere next year at some point in some time. Why did the Lions go after it? I get the public backlash, but he's going to play somewhere. Someone's going to take it, and it's a Browns thing to do. The Browns are all in. They're saying, hey, we got young players, we got good players, we got a number 1 draft pick, we got a number 4 defensive player in the league on the draft last year. They're continuing to make moves that eerily remind me of the Patriots, the moves that no one else would make, but you're Bill Belichick, so you do it. And that's what the Browns are starting to do. And I was really, honestly, I don't know my thoughts about the Kareem Hunt situation. I don't know my thoughts of what I would feel if he was signed by the Lions, but I kind of had a little bit of, I don't want to call it hope, because again, I'm not sure of the legal proceedings and everything, but I had a little glimpse of maybe they would, because they are from that background, the front offices of the Bill Belichick way of, hey, let's do something no one else is doing. And especially for $1 million, if he doesn't play this entire season and you end up just letting him go and he never plays football again, it's $1 million. Is that a lot of money? Yes, but in the grand scheme of things of a $150 million payroll, it's not that much.
They have 3 running backs now, 25 and younger, between Duke Johnson, who is, a fantastic pass-down running back, Nick Chubb, who was 23 years old, now Kareem Hunt, who's 23 years old. And Hunt was, I guess, outside of maybe Le'Veon Bell, probably the best free agent running back available. Mm-hmm. If he can look passes off the field situation.
Correct. If you can look past that, he is the best available free agent running back. It's just a matter of, do you want to? And
They wanted to.
yeah,
Yo Browns.
right. Why not?
Cleveland.
So, yeah.
It's funny. I think they're the closest team to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and they are currently the worst team in the league.
And how many franchises have gone through Cleveland? Because there was the Browns and the Ravens. I think the Colts were originally from Cleveland at some point. I think it might be those three. Well, you can count the Browns as really as four because it was here, then it left, then it came back. So they had four organizations at some point call that place home. At least. Might have been more. I don't remember.
That's sad. I'll look it up sometime when I care.
Yeah. Quick shout out to our boy, Double Minor and Team Labatt for winning the MIS Backyard Hockey Tournament. We're going to have Double Minor on next week. Scheduling conflicts did not work out this week, so we will bring him on next week. He'll recap that and talk some trade deadline news in the NHL. And yeah,
I did talk to him a little bit today. There was like 80-some teams, I think he said.
dang.
And there was 2 divisions. His team won. The team that they beat, they got second place, was also from our area. A local Mid-Michigan
That's
team,
funny.
which is pretty funny. So those 2 Mid-Michigan teams took the tournament. It was kind of cool. So,
That's crazy.
Good job, man.
Keep it up.
Keep it up.
Yeah, keep winning
Good job,
tournaments.
sport.
Keep it up, little guy. You are about yay tall, so I can say that. We had a great turnout for our question of the podcast. We asked something that's been
Such a simple question.
and I think this is what we're going to continue to do. We're going to make it 2 choices, then we throw it up on polls, get answers quickly, no thought to it. I don't need an explanation. Nacho cheese or Cool Ranch, simple as that. And with that, if you go to a link in our episode description, there's a link to Amazon, which is for a 40-pack of Doritos Nacho Cheese 1-ounce bags for $12.39. Go check it out.
Yeah.
Help us. Hit that link and buy some Doritos.
I love Doritos.
Oh, yeah.
So here's my thing. I hate Doritos because I can't just eat, I'm just going to have 3 Doritos. No, it's the entire freaking bag of Doritos every time I sit down with some.
I was thinking that, too. I'm like, this is a perfect reason to buy the 1-ounce bag, but you will eat 5 1-ounce bags.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
anyways, just coming in, actually, on live, we had Jeffrey says check her phone.
I did.
Okay.
I'll show you later.
Okay.
It's dirty.
Figures from him. We had our poll out. It was tied coming into the show, actually, and it was 50-50, 100%. And then Craig from our good friends over at Dragonmead decided to go in and say Cool Ranch. So Cool Ranch is officially the victor. Congratulations by 1 vote.
Good job, Craig.
Awesome job. Melanie has just been asking, what if I want to buy Cool Ranch? That is available as well. However, they are $15. No, they're more expensive. They're $15.98. Yeah. So the deal through us is nacho cheese because that's what was available, and that's what we took.
So, what do you prefer? All right, I'm going to say it. Cool Ranch. Cool Ranch is for me. Ranch.
See, there were a lot of. I think when I'm having like just sandwich or something, yeah, Cool Ranch all the way. But the nacho cheese has its place, especially in like taco salads and stuff. But I think just an overall chip to munch on when you want to eat a bag of chips, you eat Cool Ranch Doritos. So I'm going to go with Cool Ranch as well. So that just gave him 3 more votes total since we started the show.
So my reason for Cool Ranch is, okay, do this experiment sometime when you're bored. In your left hand, eat a whole bunch of nacho cheese Doritos. In your right hand, eat a whole bunch of Cool Ranch Doritos. When the bags are gone, think of which fingers you want to lick more. I'd rather lick Cool Ranch fingers than nacho cheese fingers.
I think I'd take either or. If I just ate that many Doritos, I have to spend a lot of time on the bike.
I don't want you licking my fingers.
Or do you?
No, I don't think I do. Want to try?
Nope. All right. It's just a plain finger.
Oh, yeah, dip it in this. Adam got me ramen noodles. I'm not allowed to buy ramen noodles for personal consumption at home.
I forgot how this started, but Matt's like, yeah, Shana won't let me get ramen noodles at home.
So I will I will moisten my finger and dip it in the ramen noodle flavor packet.
Chicken
and
flavoring.
lick it off.
I'm like, what do you mean? Like we literally have a box of, because you buy the box for like $2 and you get like 100. That we make Oriental coleslaw. They never go bad, so it's like, what the hell?
And with this purchase of ramen noodles, the Matt Mew show is back in the red.
No, you're in the red. I gave that to you out of mine, so I'm taking your share. 80 cents.
Nuts.
Oh yeah.
I forget what you're talking about. Oh yeah, Dorito fingers.
Yeah. Doritos.
That could be a good like snack food show. Let's call it Dorito fingers. It's just a couple fat guys like us sitting on a couch eating food.
Dorito
talking
fingers.
About what they're eating. Hey, we're on to something.
We are. We have lots of things going on in our lives too, though. So
yeah,
still trying to build the first entity.
So we probably shouldn't sit on the couch and just eat snack food.
No,
we should exercise instead. So let's do a little core workout today.
Another vote for Nacho. I'm going to tally this to the end of the show.
Well, I think that vote's incorrect, but whatever. So I was at home doing a little air workout. I saw air horn on there. And do a little core workout at home. And my dog did not like me doing that.
Oh, yeah?
So he beat me up. But at least I'm trying to work out. He's just very violent. A violent dog. Also, I was watching, the agility competitions and the Westminster Dog Show or whatever.
Sure.
I was watching that today. There's a bunch of little collies and sheepdogs and stuff doing all the hurdles and climbing up things and through tunnels and stuff. Hank wouldn't do that. Hank would run through things, not over things, and he would chew things, and he would lose.
He would lose. But he's huge than all those smaller dogs. Like a border collie is like 30 pounds.
He is huger than him, yeah.
Yeah. Takes after his dad.
I hate you.
You're the one saying you're really like a larger hockey fan than your wife because you are fat.
True. I am pleasantly plump.
Not saying anything against it. I'm not saying I'm skinny. I'm just
like
don't hate.
What are the hot dogs that plump when you cook them? Frank's?
Ballpark Franks. They plump when you cook them.
Ballpark Frank.
I need to get some of those.
People.
We're getting more snow.
And freezing rain.
Yeah, over the next couple days, and I'm not happy about it.
And
we're supposed to have 3 to
swearing.
5, like 1 to 3 inches tonight, and then 3 to 5 again tomorrow. But they did take the snow out for Friday.
Good.
That was supposed to be a lot more too.
There's never mind. This is a family show.
All right, on to more important banter.
Banter.
Your favorite sport, baseball.
Oh, pitches and catches reported today. Can't
They
believe we
did.
didn't start the show out with that. I think Oakland A's were the only team to report today. But through the rest of the week, more pitchers and catchers can report, and it's absolutely fantastically, amazingly exciting.
Is that part of Billy Bean's advanced statistic things that he works on?
I can
If they
only
report first,
I
then-
can only assume so.
Okay.
I think Billy Bean eats a lot of beans. Is he like a jelly bean or a baked bean guy, you think? I bet he's got a bowl full
He's
of jelly
probably
beans.
a jelly bean guy.
Guaranteed he's got a bowl full of jelly beans in his office.
If you're a GM of any team, you have to have some type of horrible food for you in your office at all times. Like, not even just like, oh, in my drawer. No, you have like a crystal bowl sitting on your desk or probably on your table because you have a huge office because you're overpaid snob of whatever candy you want. And I bet Billy Bean's is just full of jelly beans. And they're probably the crappy jelly beans.
Yeah, not even jelly beans.
No, not even the good. No, not even not the Starburst jelly beans where it's at.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But it's probably just normal, run-of-the-mill
Just
jelly beans.
All black
Yeah.
jelly beans, the anise-flavored, butt-flavored jelly beans.
Yeah.
If you were the GM of a team, what would your food be? What would you have in your office at all times?
Ooh. Office. Trying to be healthier.
No. Health goes out the window. You got
Okay.
all the time in the world to work out. So you own a team. You'd make your own hours.
Okay. Skittles.
Okay. I would have a heated... Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Kowalski brand Hunter Sticks.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
Those aren't terrible for you.
No, I'll take that over Skittle.
So I would have I wouldn't have them out at all times simply because I would need them to stay warm. I would have a drawer full of tacos.
Oh.
You open up the bottom drawer of
See,
my
I was
desk,
just going
and
straight snack
There's
food.
just a heat lamp, and it's got a whole bunch of tacos, both soft and hard shell,
All right.
at all times.
Listen-
Every morning, my maid just brings in a fresh batch of tacos for me, and that'd be my food, man. I'd be called Matt the Taco Hensler.
Except you're not long and skinny. You're more like a burger, short and fat.
Yeah, but I can eat a lot more tacos than I can hamburgers.
That's true. Appreciate. Oh, I love a good. Everyone complains like, oh, you don't get the small shell tacos. You get the small shell tacos because then you get to eat like 8. You get the big shell tacos. You get to 1 or 2. It's like that's not satisfying. I want to eat 8.
Oh man, I could eat. I don't care how big the shell is. I can eat tacos and tacos.
I prefer the fajita shell if I'm making a taco.
I do too. I mean, especially making my shrimp tacos. Sometimes Shane and I though will make a homemade Crunchwrap Supreme.
Oh, those are money.
That's the way to go.
Money.
I can never fold them right. Usually when I make tacos or Crunchwraps or anything, they just turn into a burrito because it's just a tube of whatever I can fit in there and shove it in my mouth.
You're a burrito. Listener Kevin has a question, and you're the baseball guy, so we're going to do this real quick right now. Don't look too far into it. World Series, who over who?
Oh, gosh. I haven't done enough research yet.
Oh, just pick 2 teams, man, and just don't make sure they're both not NL teams, because I know you'll make that mistake.
Oh, thanks, man.
Anytime.
Oh, man. You know, oh man. Dodgers are going back.
3 times?
Yep.
Okay.
They're going to win it this time.
Okay.
Over Houston. It's going to be a repeat of 2 years ago.
Okay.
Only opposite outcome.
I'm going to go Cards over A's.
Well, you're looking at the
They're
odds
not
and
even
everything over there.
They're not
and
even like high. They're like
I'm just saying,
middle of the
you know
pack.
what's going on.
If I was picking, I'd say
There's still
Yankees
there's
over
still,
Dodgers.
There's still agents right now. There's still players right now that are free agents.
Like Bryce Harper.
I did see that Verlander came out earlier today or yesterday on social media sort of bashing the MLB for not signing these players for long-term deals when he himself has been signed to multiple long-term deals, proving that it's okay to do that.
Right.
And he, in a way, it almost seems like he's upset with the MLB and a lot of the teams right now. He straight up called out Machado and Bryce Harper saying, hey, sign these guys.
Listener Kevin said White Castle sliders all day long if I was a GM. I'm all for that.
I love diarrhea.
I'd be sitting on the toilet the rest of the day. So I love them, but I got to pace myself. All right.
So baseball.
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 Rule changes. Proposed rule changes for 2019. I'm going to run through them real quick. 3 batter minimum for pitches. Universal DH, which has already been nixed. Single trade deadline before the All-Star break. 20-second pitch clock. Expansion of rosters to 26 men with a 12-pitcher maximum. Draft advantages for winning teams and penalties for losing teams. A study to lower the mound and a rule that would allow 2-sport amateurs to sign major league contracts. So do you want us to go down the list?
Yep.
I know you're going to be more upset about these than I am.
Yep.
3 batter minimum for pitchers.
I don't necessarily hate this one. I think that it's an okay idea because it is frustrating at times that you watch a game and, we're going to bring this lefty in just to face this righty because there's 2 lefties after him in the lineup. So you'd have to sort of you'd have less specialist pitchers. You would have to trust your pitchers for a longer stint. But at the same time, that takes a little bit of the strategy out of it. And that's what's so great about baseball. There's so much strategy involved in the game still that it's, for me, being a huge baseball fan, it's really exciting to watch about a lot of these games. It could be a 1-0 game simply because of strategy and one screwed up pitch that was a solo shot. And I'm okay with this, though. I mean, it takes some strategy away, but also adds strategy. Like, I know you can get that guy out. For the next 2 guys, he also has to pitch to them. Do we walk the next guy and then try to get the other guy out? I mean, there's a lot of different things involved with it that I'd be okay with. And plus, you'd have to make your pitchers actually pitch. I mean, you can't just say, all right, give me 6 pitches, get this guy out, and then you're done for the day. No, they'd actually have to pitch. They'd actually have to play. And so another interesting thing, what if they come in with 1 out or 2 outs in the inning, and they get the next 2 batters out? They would have to come back in the following inning and start the inning. So that's kind of interesting, too.
So that's usually the point where they switch pitchers.
Yep.
You're bringing a guy in to get 1 or 2 people out. Then
so that sort of falls into the universal DH thing, with the NL not requiring a DH, or they can't have a DH right now. Excuse me. And if you're an NL pitcher, you get the last out of an inning. You have to come in and face the next 2 batters the following inning, and your position's up in the lineup. Well, you're a bullpen pitcher. You don't spend any time in the cage hardly. So then you know what? I like this. I like the 3-pitcher thing, the 3-batter thing, because if that scenario came up in a game and that pitcher sucked at the plate, well, the manager should have thrown somebody who didn't suck so bad at the plate. I mean,
it's another thing they have to think about when going into switch pitchers.
So that's one reason why I'm against the universal designated hitter. But you go in your spiel now about.
I'm going to shock you. I'm going to say I'm against the 3-batter minimum.
Shocker.
Yes. I was at first when I saw it, I'm like, yeah, of course, it saves time. Let's speed the game up, let's get it more exciting and whatnot. Then I started to think about it, I'm like, but in the World Series, when your games are approaching 4 hours, don't you want to be able to put your best players in?
True.
And if I would do this, I'd be like, okay, regular season, yes, but postseason, no minimum. Well, let's play the same damn game, and let's just say no minimum. So I'm saying no minimum for pitchers. Again, the DHs and everything, I don't know. Teach your pitchers to bat.
True.
I could care less about the DH. I think a lot of them in the AL are overpaid, so whatever.
Oh, they're absolutely overpaid, but the DH is there to hit. And if you can't hit, if you can't produce runs, you're a crappy DH.
Yeah.
I think a universal designated hitter is the worst rule proposal from this year, because it's what differentiates the 2 leagues. And yes, it's the only professional sport that one league has a completely different set of rules than the other league when it comes to this. And that's what I sort of like about it. You look at these American League managers going to an NL park, trying to strategize how they're going to approach their lineup for the day, because they have to have their pitcher hit.
It's the reason,
and it's vice versa. When an NL manager comes to an AL park, they kind of get that extra batter in there, but it's something they're not necessarily used to, so that's one less person off the bench. So it's kind of neat to have that differentiation between the 2 leagues.
Yeah, it is. And it's with the way the schedule's set up, it's made to be 2 leagues. A schedule like the NFL and the NBA and the NHL, where you play just about everybody, it's made not to be 2 different rules, because you're playing different teams all the time, and the conference switches and stuff like that. So I don't know.
I used to really like when they would have all the interleague play like right in the middle chunk of the season.
Yeah,
because all the AL pitchers sucked at hitting right at the beginning. By the time they got to the end of that, they were actually they were still bad, but they were okay.
They were getting better.
Yeah, it was really fun, because it was like a holiday for me. Like, oh my god, Monday, June 28th. Oh, interleague play starts today. This is awesome. And it's 2.5 weeks of teams that never play each other playing each other for 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's an entire series for the MLB to do all at the same time.
Mm-hmm. But now they don't do that anymore. They break it up.
I wish they did.
I do too.
I'll go through the next one real quick. Single trade deadline before the All-Star break, I'm completely in favor of. If you're making a trade, make a trade, get it over with. Hard deadline, don't worry about waiver deals, stuff like that.
Yep. I agree with that one too. Absolutely. 20-second pitch clock, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, that's fine. What is it now?
It's like 25 seconds, something like that.
It's just not enforced.
No, I mean,
maybe 25 will work, but maybe if they change it to 20, it'll actually get enforced more.
Pitch the damn ball.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to go up there and get 700 different signs, then change the signs and all this crap. Just pitch the ball. You get paid to pitch the ball. Just pitch the ball.
Exactly. Expansion of rosters to 26 guys and a 12 pitcher max. I could care less.
I think that's solely revolves around what they decided to do with the designated hitter and the 3-pitcher minimum.
Yeah, very good point.
Excuse me, 3-batter minimum.
Yep, good point.
Another thing with the 3-batter minimum, we're going to see a lot less position players pitching if that happens.
Yeah, and where's the fun in that?
I like watching them pitch because they suck.
It's funny. Sometimes they're good.
Sometimes they got wicked curveballs.
Right.
And that's it.
Draft advantages for winning teams, penalties for losing teams. I'm completely good with this as long as it's, I don't know.
That's tough to enforce, though.
I need to see what your plan is with this. I like where you're going with this, MLB. I want to see the plan.
Yeah.
You know, it's good to talk about and conversate about. What are you going to do? You're not going to give the World Series champ the number 1 pick. And
exactly.
if you keep your bad teams from ever be able to build through the draft, they're just going to continue being bad, and eventually they'll just die off.
It's in theory it could be good, but I would like to see a lot more explained about this, how that's going to happen. I'm sure it's out there on the internet, but working
for this show,
I can't read all these articles.
Study to lower the mound.
This I don't necessarily like because for the longest time they said that pitchers had such a big advantage because the mounds are so high. And then they lowered the mounds, and then the hitters had too big of an advantage. So they raised the mounds again. I mean, this is not the first time this has happened. Right now, where the mounds are at, I think it's okay. There's multiple reasons that there's more home runs. You get these power hitters that are trying to hit home runs, but if you look at overall average, it's down. And if you look at extra base hits minus home runs, it's down. On base percentage is down. But runs are up, home runs are up, slugging percentage is up. And it's just, I mean, this happens every 15, 20 years is this big debate. So that I'm not too worried about. Get rid of it. There's no reason to lower the mound. The pitchers have a big enough disadvantage with these big, strong power hitters, and the balls are harder. They're flying farther. The seams are lower. They can't get as much rotation on the ball. No reason to lower the mound. Give them the advantage they need. Strikeout rates are up because people are trying to hit bombs. That's really all it is.
Right. I'm not as big of a baseball fan or enthusiast as Matt is, so I don't care. And no, seriously, like, you want to raise it, cool, you want to lower, I don't care. Just, whatever. A rule that would allow 2-sport amateur athletes to sign major league contracts. Sure, because your system is so screwy that you're signing, 16 and 17-year-olds contracts. So I guess if there's a way to work it out, I think this is only because of what's-his-face coming out of Oklahoma.
Kyler Murray.
Sure, yeah.
He's going in the NFL as of today.
Yeah, so I don't know. That doesn't affect the game much at all, so I don't care.
All right, gentlemen, ladies, by the time you're listening to this episode on any of our wonderful platforms,
if you haven't thought of your Valentine's Day plan, you're screwed by then.
Yes, but I recommend trying something quickly because the next day, Thursday, 14th, is Valentine's Day. Find something for your significant other, or don't. I don't really care. My wife and I, we don't really celebrate Valentine's Day.
What was the most romantic thing you've ever done?
So one time, she was at work, and I went over to her house, and I made a nice, beautiful fish dinner. That's it.
Cool. Yep. Made some spaghetti, rose petals up to the door, candle lit.
Spaghetti? That's the most romantic pasta you can think of?
My wife doesn't eat meat, so yeah. I like spaghetti. What's wrong with spaghetti? You bashing spaghetti?
No, you made a delicious Alfredo sauce that one time I was over here.
This was when I was in college. Spaghetti? We've been together for 12 years.
Jesus.
Yeah, it's
that's a long time for her to be with you.
Yeah, I'm shocked.
Me too.
Oh, no, I'll take that back. Most romantic thing was 6-month anniversary. Made her a calendar with or 1-year anniversary, a calendar with all of our dates on it. First kiss, God. Forgot about that one. That definitely, she still has it. She loves it. Ask her about it.
Gross. Ew. Coming up, we have Beer the Podcast and talk some beer festivals. We discuss the football season is not over. Or maybe it is. And give you our top 6 binge-worthy TV shows.
You
Yep.
gave Matt a lesson on Instagram. I still don't think he knows how to use it.
Not at all. You have to show me what I'm doing.
That's fine. So we are slowly trying to expand our social media abilities, as you've probably been able to tell over the past couple of days. So yeah,
Well, thanks to me.
not at all. You've been doing good. You're getting it. You're proud of you.
Thanks, man.
Beer the podcast time. We're going to continue flagship February with flagship from one of my favorite breweries.
Rochester Mills.
Oh, I thought you were opening your can. I was trying to, wasn't looking at you.
No.
It doesn't sound as loud on the recording as it does in real life. I was listening to the last episode, I'm like, why did we pause? Oh, wait, open the can. But
so this beer from Rochester Mills, their Milkshake Stout. It is definitely one of their flagship beers.
yes,
It is a sweet stout from them, and those of you looking or watching us live on Facebook, you can see their updated graphics, which I'm a huge fan of. They're sleek, they're awesome, they stick out in a lineup. They're
you never
not-
want to talk bad about a brewery. They needed the
big
upgrade,
time.
though.
Big time.
They were a little behind in that. But no, these cans are sexy, man. Sexy.
They are. If I could wear a can for an outfit, this would be it.
So pretty easy drinking, 5% ABV, 20 IBUs, sweet stout, lactose in there, malty sweet, chocolatey, caramely, coffee. It's probably a little colder than it should be for us drinking it right now. But again, they're one of the cans, I believe they still have it on here. Yeah, is food pairings. Maybe it's not on here anymore. I don't see it. On their website, food pairing ideas. Beef barbecue, Asian dishes, chocolate cake, other desserts, chocolate desserts. I actually had this over ice cream one time.
Ooh,
Made it.
man.
What do they call those things?
A float.
Yeah, float. It was money. Dude, I'm horrible with words.
What do they call those things? So yeah, this beer is really delicious. Every year they make their 12 Days Milkshake Stout,
Yep.
which is a whole bunch of different variants off of this core brand. But this being their flagship beer, their core beer, it's a great one to go out there and grab a 4-pack of at your local bottle shop, or if you're at your local tap room, they got this on. Give it a try. Remember where they came from. And they are way more than all this weird, funky stuff that they've been experimenting with.
Mm-hmm.
Their core beers are very good. They've innovated a lot of their recipes at Rochester Mills, and I mean they've got a lineup of everyday beers that I will put up against a lot of others.
Mm-hmm. So a couple years ago in the beer industry, everyone wanted to have 8 full-time beers so you could take up basically 2 shelves with seasonals. And every beer they made was year-round. IPA, a session IPA, a stout, a porter, a pilsner, a red, this, that, the other thing. I mean, there was tons of them. It was ridiculous. Over the past year, we've seen a lot of breweries kind of dumb that list down. Yeah, they do. They keep a lot of stuff full-time on at the brew pubs. Yes, which is fine because you need that there because you have so many people coming there. You need to get to everyone's palate correctly. But as far as releasing their beers, they're like, what ones do best for us? And what ones can we keep year-round without clouding up the market? So for Rochester, it's just 4. Milkshake Stout, great Milkshake Stout that we're drinking right now. Pine Knob Pilsner, named after Pine Knob. They're in the Rochester area. It's an easy-drinking Czech-style pils. Juice Bigelow, this is the newest one to the year-round lineup. A juicy New England IPA. It's hoppy, which in a lot of New England IPAs you don't get anymore. And then the Rochester Red, which is an Irish-style red ale.
Simple.
To the point. Everything's true to taste and true to style. And then, they do some fun stuff, again, with their 12 days and their seasonals and everything, but they got a good core.
So one reason I think that has changed a lot when these breweries are going from 8 beers to releasing full-time to 4, maybe 5, is you've got, just in the state of Michigan, roughly 200 breweries distributed statewide that are trying to take up the same exact space in the market. And if Rochester Mills, for instance, goes out and says, here's our 8 beers that we're going to have, that's all their shelf space. They have no room to experiment, and they have no room to plug new things in. So when they're fighting each other, constantly fighting each other, some of these breweries are like, hell, if we can only get, on average, 4 to 5 SKUs in a store, why are we forcing just our mainstays? Why can't we have our best mainstays, the 3 to 4 beers that we know are going to be perfect all year round, and then we can plug in a seasonal, we can plug in a specialty, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of it is these breweries are finally realizing, hey, yeah, we have great beer, that we love all of our beer. What does best? What's really going to give us the best opportunity to try the best example of beer that we have to provide them?
Exactly. It's, like you were saying about all the 8 SKUs that you'd go in to try and sell in, people were only taking half of them. So why not just make everyone's job easier and eliminate the other half that doesn't sell? I don't know.
Elimination.
What do I know? Apparently enough.
Not words like float.
I couldn't do it as a mind fire. I'm so they're like, it's not smoothie. What is it? I remember you used to put orange pop in it and stuff. Fago.
Oh man, a Fago float.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a Boston cooler or Boston chiller, also called sometimes?
No, what's that?
It's like a root beer float, but it's with Vernors, not root
ginger ale action, huh?
I love them. I love Vernors. Vernors is my favorite soda pop.
Soda pop. You were born in Michigan, weren't you?
Soda pop. It's a pop. It's a pop.
Vernors. Let's rank these one of these days. I'm going to put that on the list of things to rank. But they're just going to be top 6 pops, not soda pops like an idiot. I do have soft drinks on here, but I will put pops. Pops. That's all in caps. All right. Pops!
Gotta have my pops. Pop.
All right.
Goes the weasel.
Beer festivals.
What's your thoughts on beer festivals?
So there are hundreds of beer festivals in the state of Michigan throughout the year. Some are great, some aren't so great. I think my personal opinion is there's a select few, a handful maybe, 8, 10 in the state that still demand the respect and the publicity that they get. There's handfuls upon that, beyond that, well, it's just a drunk fest. I know from working where I work and everything that there are festivals talking about what more can we do than offer beer and just get everyone hammered. Because at some point in time during the day, it turns away from being a craft enthusiast festival to, hey, Joe Bob over here just wants the highest ABV beer and he wants all of them so he can get completely drunk.
Damn it, Joe Bob.
And
ruin it for everybody.
Puke and just basically ruin the festival. I've been to a couple of festivals. I go oh, cool, let's try all these cool beers. And then it just turns into a drunk fest. You're like, I don't want to be here. It does not tickle my fancy.
So, what's your? Do you like them or not?
I guess overall, no. But they're talking about changing them, whereas we're going to split up. We'll have one day of an event. The first half is going to be the beer nerd half, where it's not going to be as crowded. It's going to be more premium pricing, premium liquids, stuff like that. One-on-one talk with breweries, representatives, maybe a little food pairing, stuff like that. And then the second half can be the drunk fest. If that happened, cool. I'll go to the first half. As of now, I don't like beer festivals. I don't want to go go to them. I don't care for them. Again, I'll go to the guild festivals. If I ever have the chance to get tickets, I'd love to. But beyond that, nope, I'm good.
So here's my thing here. I think the premise behind them It's great. But we have come so far from that it's not so great. I mean, it's the beer festivals, and you still see it with the big Jolt festivals and the Great American Beer Fest in Colorado and things like that. The really big ones, the elaborate ones. It is an opportunity for breweries, large and small, to showcase everything that has got them up to that point, like their flagship beers. And here's all these new innovative things that we have coming up. Here's these things we're trying. Here's this brand new style that's new to the area or new to Michigan. Here's how we created our take on that style. Here's this off-the-wall type thing that we're trying. We're trying to get some reviews on. Maybe we're going to make it full-time. Right now we only made 10 barrels of it, you know. It's a very innovative thing. It's a very good thing if it's done correctly. But like you said, it has turned into such a huge drunk fest most of the time that it's not even worth it. I don't really want to go either. If I was in college and was able to go to beer fests, I guess if I had money to go to beer fests in college, that'd have been great.
Yeah, exactly. Like, if I want to go and just get hammered, sure, that's not my game anymore, though. I want to go and try the beer, drink the beer.
One cool thing that I got to experience, went to Kalamazoo, Michigan for the Kalamazoo Beer Week.
Mm-hmm.
It is really, really cool because throughout the entire week, there's dozens and dozens and dozens of bars across the city. They've got different tap events. They've got different specialty tappings. They've got food pairings. They've got different things going on for an entire 7 days. And it all culminates in, at the end, all the breweries have something big going on. All the main bars have a big event going on. And it's just a huge party, but there's so many things to do and so many new things to try that you don't have to sit in one spot. They encourage you to travel across their entire city and visit all the bars. They give you like a passport book and stuff.
Yeah.
It's really neat. It's really,
That'd
really
be cool.
And I got a T-shirt from it because it was awesome.
Yeah, rather than just going to a tent and drinking your face
from
off.
that booth over there to this booth.
Yeah,
20
wait
feet
in
away.
line and yeah.
Yeah, you just walk around the entire city. It's really cool. You sort of walk off. You're drunk between bars, which is kind of usful.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first time I had Dogfish 120 minute.
Oh,
They
so
poured it in a
good.
13-ounce glass for me, and then I followed that up with a Dogfish Head Fort, which is another like 14% beer in a 13-ounce glass.
You were feeling good.
Man,
How'd you feel the next day?
not as bad as other people. It was for my birthday though, before I had a kid.
Exactly. The before kid beer drinking
Couldn't do that
expeditions.
anymore.
Right. Learned that the hard way. Football left us, and then it came back. Very quietly, the AAF debuted last weekend, which is cool because the expectations were kind of on the floor then. I kind of knew it was coming. I didn't really give it much thought, but Mel and I went out on a date, and we came back, and it was my father-in-law was watching on TV. It looked interesting. I don't know.
The football itself is actually very entertaining. There was good plays. I think the defenses played very well, which is good to see. They played with a purpose instead of just to be out there. They can't necessarily rely on their offense to get them through the game because the offenses are not necessarily high-powered. I mean, a lot of this league is players that aren't quite ready for the NFL or didn't get drafted or sort of fizzled out of the NFL, which is really neat to see. I mean, it's in a way it's a second chance league for some people, like the USFL we had a handful of years ago, and on the flip side of it, it's sort of a introductory league for the NFL, like basically like the NBA D League is sort of how I see it. I think that the marketing that this is taking, the strategies that they have adapted so far, I think it's got a chance. I think it's going to stick around. I hope it does. Not that I necessarily need to watch football all year round, but this is an unexploited market. It really is. I mean, there's obviously sports being played all year round, but what do we see televised? Basketball. Mm-hmm. Basketball is the only sport that I've ever seen televised all year round. Why can't football sort of follow suit?
Yeah. It's interesting. So there's a couple of rule differences. No kickoffs, no extra points. Overtime, each team gets the ball on the 10 once with a first and goal and has to score and go for two. You can't kick field goals. the play clock is shortened, and for onside kicks, because there's no kickoffs, you start on your own 28 on a 4th and 12, I think it is. So you got to get to the 40, which is where you'd recover an onside kick anyways, and go from there. I don't know. I'm split. Like, are we watering down the football market? Is the football market supposed to only be September, October, November, December, January, and then one Sunday in February? We'll see. The way this is kind of created and laid out is it's supposed to complement the NFL, where NFL players can sign contracts with the AAF, and they can only leave the AAF to go to the NFL. And the NFL can sign players and say, hey, you can go play for the AAF if you need to. Younger players that maybe 6th, 7th round picks that haven't made the team yet. It's definitely something we'll keep our eyes on. You're fine. I don't know if I'll watch it, because at this point in February, I am starting to watch more college basketball, getting ready for the Masters and golf. And once the weather changes, I will not be inside. So, except for when I'm doing Matt Muse.
Tell you what, though, one thing that the AAF is already doing that the NFL does not adopt this next season, they're stupid after everything that happened this year. You can listen to what the referees are talking about.
You know what? Yeah, that's cool. You know what else they do? They actually, you know how I was talking about the referee upstairs?
Yep.
They have one.
Oh, do they?
Yeah. He can go down and trump anyone's call.
They must have been listening to our shows and like, yeah, this is a good idea.
You could give us a free plug, AAF.
Oh, I'll give you 2 packets of ramen noodles.
We could probably get you some Doritos.
I know a guy.
I know a link.
It's going to have to be nacho cheese. It's cheaper.
Cheaper. Oh, that's funny. I can't believe they still on Amazon showed the more expensive price for the other one. I thought it was only for one, but I guess, I don't know. We'll see.
So, in an effort to help you still better understand who we are as people, we continue with our top 6.
This is probably my favorite segment. It's a pain in the butt because I actually have to sit down Sunday night and actually think. Right. But there's been some tough ones where I haven't just thrown a list together. This is one of the tough ones. So we did top 6 binge-worthy TV shows.
I feel like we're going to have very differing. Our lists are not going to be the same.
No, not at all. I wrote down 21 TV shows.
Jeez, oh, Pete.
And I don't think I got them all. I have a feeling you're going to say something, and I'm going to be, oh, that should be on there. Yeah. How'd you do it? You just think.
Yeah, I just thought of the top 6 shows, and then oh, wait, that one shouldn't be on there, and I put another one. I thought of my 7 favorite shows, I guess.
Okay.
That I watch a lot.
I'll let you start.
All right, number 6. And this is one of those ones I'll watch through multiple times, and I'll throw it on in the background when I'm doing something else because it's such a good show. How I Met Your Mother.
Couldn't get into it.
It's do you like Friends?
Yeah.
It's like new Friends.
Okay.
That's all it is. Just give it some time, man. It's
I think we tried to start watching it, and then it was early. It was only a season or 2, but now there's 8, isn't there?
I don't know. He met your mother.
Okay, I'm gonna put it on my list because this is half of what I wanted to learn is TV shows to watch. We'll have to revisit that.
You should.
So the tough part when I made this list was not necessarily just picking good shows, picking shows that I'd sit down and just keep it next episode. So this one's a newer show on Netflix, Ozark.
I haven't started that yet.
That is a fantastic show.
I've heard.
I believe the second season comes out in the spring or summer, but stars Jason Bateman in a role completely opposite of everything else he's ever played. So he's a businessman, gets stuck in a drug relationship with some mob guys, and I don't know. It's very interesting. Moves to the Ozarks.
I'm surprised they didn't pay me rights to use the story of my life, but anyway.
Exactly, Matt. Exactly. Number 5.
I'm guessing that you've never watched this show.
Try me.
Supernatural.
Nope. I don't even want to watch it.
Yeah, so you don't like freaky or scary things.
Or sci-fi, no.
No, it's basically heaven and hell are fighting each other. That's the gist of the show. But there's all these monsters, and there's monster hunters, and there's way more to it. And I was 6 seasons in, and then I started actually having to do work in college, and I got way behind. So now, son of a biscuit, So anyway, Supernatural's great, and I got to get back into it because the show really, really draws you in.
Two things. We got our Cool Ranch vote, and apparently Matt did not put Shameless on his list.
No, I didn't. I know exactly where to put it.
Number 5, something you might be familiar with, because I know a couple of accounts that you have that watch it, is Rules of Engagement.
Okay.
That's hilarious. It's a stupid sitcom. You can sit down. It's got an older couple, a younger couple, and a single dude, and it just literally talk about life and marriage and kids, and it's funny. I definitely recommend that one.
I've heard it's all right. I probably won't get into it.
Because you don't like good TV.
Well, my number 4 is an educational program. Anthony Bourdain, Parts Unknown. He's dead now. It's kind of sad. So I have watched the very last episode that I can watch. But Anthony Bourdain traveled the world and ate food and drank booze and explored places and learned me on culture.
See, I would get into that. Melanie probably wouldn't.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
I'll put it on my list, though. Maybe I can get her to watch it. Number 4, The Ranch.
Yeah, that's my number 3.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, no,
I love that show.
Yeah, those dudes are awesome.
There's one thing.
I wish Danny Masterson was still on it.
Maybe Danny Masterson shouldn't have been a sleazeball.
He wasn't, though. It's proven now he wasn't.
Maybe he shouldn't have allegedly been a sleazeball.
Right.
Because that's the actor he portrays, and every single role he comprises is a sleazeball.
Right.
But I hope he comes back somehow. But the only thing I don't like about that show, it has a laugh track. I hate laugh tracks.
It does?
Yeah. It's going to bother you every time you watch it now.
Huh.
Because something funny will happen, and they'll go,
I'm going to have to pay attention to that when the next season comes out.
It drives me nuts.
You just ruined the show for me.
I know, but it's really funny because I'm laughing, too, at the same time.
Right. Well, it's probably they just didn't want to have a studio audience. I mean, that's all it is.
Yeah, well...
Yeah, Pistons win again. Toothman, what up?
Good. All right, so that was my number 3.
Number 3 for me, I put Shameless. Still going strong. That show is absolutely hilarious. I remember watching those first couple seasons, and we legitimately could not hit stop. So
it's an incredible show, and I forgot to put it on my list.
You're not a good human.
Oh, I'm not a good human because I didn't put a show on my list about terrible humans.
Exactly.
Makes sense.
Number 2.
So this is currently in the U.S., as far as I know, Hulu exclusive. It's a Canadian show, Letterkenny. This is the funniest damn show I think I've ever seen in my entire life. It's a group of friends. They get in all sorts of shenanigans in Canada. And it's great. It's hilarious. It is so funny. There's so many one-liners in it.
I'm going to have to go find
so
this.
many one-liners in it. Do you have Hulu?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you start watching it the instant you get an opportunity, and you will not be able to stop. Guaranteed.
I will do that. I will make sure I have plenty of time to watch it. And yeah. Number 2, I put Friends. I love Friends. It's a great show. You're not a Friends fan.
No,
I
never
know.
really got into it.
I just think it's one. Mel and I always we'll go through probably 3 series at the same time. We'll always have a cop show, something else, and then just a random half-hour show that, hey, we want to watch TV but don't want to pay attention that much. That's Friends. So, number 2, Friends.
My wife just the message she's put in our live Facebook.
Pitter patter.
Pitter patter. It's from Letterkenny.
Oh.
It's funny. Pitter patter. Let's
I'll have to watch it because then I'll probably think that's funnier.
There's a one-liner in it when he goes, "Hey, I see your muscle shirt showed up today. The muscle's getting delivered tomorrow." It's really funny.
That's good. That's good.
All right, my number 1, and I am so excited because I think it's in 53 days it comes back. Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Game of Thrones. Greatest show ever. No, I will never read the books. I know the books are different. I know the series might destroy the books and everything that was supposed to be intended. I don't give a rat's butt. I love Game of Thrones. It's a great show. If you don't watch it, then heck, you should watch it.
Heck, you should watch it. Well, heck, apparently I should watch it because I won't get into it. Number 1, The Office. That's a classic. One of the best shows ever made. I don't think you like it.
Yeah, we've been through this before. I mean, like I don't mind the show, but there's too much downtime, I think, is what my problem is.
Yeah. I love that show. It's hilarious.
Like there's filming people doing office work.
That's the point.
I know. That's dumb.
You're dumb.
Face is dumb.
Your mom is a wonderful person.
I was about to call you out.
I was about to say something. I should have said that on air. This is my go-to.
Yeah, well.
You're a wonderful woman, Mrs. Hensler. We love you.
Mama Hensler's a saint.
Cool.
All rattled now.
Matt's rattled. And guess what? He dropped his pen.
I'm going to have to tie this damn thing to my wrist.
You need to, put a bungee cord on the microphone and hold it. Dude, it's 2 minutes left. You might as well just wait now.
But if I can pick it up with my toes, I'd feel like I decline evolution because I'd be like a monkey.
Yep, you declining evolution. There you go.
I guess that'd be devolution, de-evolution, disevolution.
No, because evolution is evolving.
Yeah,
you have
so
to take.
If you disevolve or
Disevolve, I don't think is a word, is it?
I can guarantee it is. There's something we didn't bring up earlier.
Disinvolve. Devolve. Transfer delegate.
So the MLB is changing the DL, the disabled list, to the IL, the injured list, because they feel the word disabled can be misconstrued. Okay, to a certain extent, I understand that. Obviously, we use the word disability for people who are unable to do certain things. However, the word disability literally means you are unable to do something.
Right.
So when you are on the disabled list, you're unable to play or unable to perform in the game. Hence, you are put on the disabled list because you are unable. I'm pretty sure that did not need to change because it is the English language. And now people are upset about how the English language works, I guess. Really bothers me.
People are offended by too much. That's why this list was changed.
I am going to continue calling it the disabled list.
Good.
I challenge you to refute me.
I won't, 'cause I'll do the same.
Good.
Because no one calls it the injured list. Isn't anywhere in sports, it's not called the injured list.
It's the injured reserve.
Yeah, that's fine. That's a different list.
Yeah. DL.
You want to talk about it? Reach us. Email. mattandmuse@gmail.com. Call or text 989-372-1391. Again, 989-372-1391. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Matt and Muse, mattandmuse.com. We'll be back on Monday. Our video is dropping the end of the week. This is dropping now because you just listened to it.
See ya.
Thank God that's over.